Hey everybody, this video is on specific emitters that you might want to watch out for. It's kind of like a part two follow-up to my other emitter video. But with ceramics, you can't just say, ceramics, carbons, and just throw those terms around as I've said before generally. You want to watch out for older generation ceramics, for example. The one way they refer to them sometimes is ceramic block. Now these are used for other industrial applications like drying paint on a car at those types of factories. And so ceramic block is something that if they don't call it that, you can usually tell by how it looks. So ask the company basically to send a very clear resolution photo up close of the emitter. And I have enough experience and a couple other people I know that you can actually usually tell. It's not that hard to say, okay, that's an older ceramic heater that's used for these types of applications. And then the other one that has similar problems, and I haven't talked about the problem yet, but is ceramic rod. To my knowledge, there's maybe only 2 saunas in the market that have the old school ceramic rod. These are the ones that, by the way, I don't know if you've heard the stories, but when you get out of the sauna, you'd have red grill marks on your back. So they don't do a very good dispersion that's evened out, and they get extremely hot. Again, they're used for other industrial applications, so they do put out infrared, but yeah, those were a very intense sauna, and a lot of people didn't like to get grill marks on their back. So those ceramic block and ceramic rod, the older generations, basically they absorb moisture too effectively, and the issue is that there is a lot of moisture when you're inside of a sauna. So what happens is they'll crack over time, essentially. They're just really not built to last. They do also get extremely hot, and that's something that you want to avoid because you want to keep the actual emitter, if you can, at a lower temperature so you can get more of the far range. It really reduces your vital micron range down very, very low when they get very, very hot. So ceramics for the older generation, for the other industrial applications, just get simply way too hot. And so newer generation ceramics are out there. There's really only a few companies, and the reason that there's really only a few newer generation ceramics is that they had to be custom or specifically built, engineered for infrared saunas for these types of therapeutic applications. Basically, that's something that you have to have some capital investment and R&D and money put into. So keep in mind that most companies out there are far infrared companies. That's not their main goal. They're not real companies. They're mostly importing from manufacturers, and they just don't care. They really, a lot of times, for example, carbon saunas that you'll see, the same factory that kind of has more experience with the wood construction, it's more of like a woodworking sort of manufacturing plant, they'll actually do the emitters as well. They'll throw in the carbon sheets because they're so simple, they're very cheap, and they really don't have a lot of knowledge. You don't need to with those types of things, just kind of throw them in. And so what you want to look for basically is companies that are having their emitters essentially custom built for those types of applications, for infrared saunas. So, and sometimes you can't always tell. Like, I'll give you an example. Thermalife saunas, while they may look like ceramic rod, and we could certainly even say they kind of are from the standpoint they're rods, they have ceramic in them. They've actually done something different. They've actually sealed them in stainless steel and a little bit of a different type of insulation so they don't have the problem of cracking, and they made some additional adjustments to them as well. So you're not going to get super hot and grill your back, which was the tendency with the older brands out there. So if you have any more questions about the actual emitters that might be in a brand that you're evaluating, of course get some photos if you can, or you can just send me a quick message, call me up. Usually I know, just because I've been doing this kind of thing for a long time, which brands of sauna, where they're coming from, what they might be using. But most important fact is make sure that you do not get older generation emitters, okay, and that they are much newer and have specifically been designed for the type of application that we're talking about here, for the specific type of product, which is infrared saunas. Seems very basic. This is just really something that nobody asks and nobody thinks to ask. So thanks for watching. Take care.